One has to ask themselves, what is with politicians and sex scandals? The subject in today's video is going to be the recent resignation of Conservative MP Tony Clement. He resigned last Tuesday, November 26th, from several high-profile positions. This includes the Conservative caucus, his position as in the Conservative shadow cabinet, where he was the justice critic, as well as his position on the National Security and Intelligence Committee of Parliamentarians, as well as other committee work. He will remain, however, the MP of Parry Sound and Muskoka. He credits this resignation to sexting and sending a video to an unknown source, and claims he is being extorted over those activities. Now, I'm going to read a quote here. This is from the Toronto Star story. Over the last 3 weeks, I have shared sexually explicit images and a video of myself to someone who I believe was a consenting female recipient. Clement said, "The recipient was in fact an individual or a party who targeted me for the purpose of financial extortion. The RCMP are currently investigating the matter to determine the identity of the party responsible for the extortion attempt." The Star also has confirmed that the RCMP are investigating, but will not comment further. Clement has also posted a letter to his constituents on his website. These are constituents of the riding of Parry Sound and Muskoka. If you're interested in reading this letter, it'll be in the description of this video. I suggest you check it out. As for the extortion, he has further alleged that this isn't the first time, and he claims that these are by foreign actors who have essentially tried to pay off the other party to bribe them so they disclose whatever information he shared with them. As reported in the CBC, I believe, this was, sorry, not CBC, Global News. As reported in the Global News, it was estimated that the bribe was 50,000 euros. Now, in that letter I referenced from his site, he offered an apology to constituents, and he has also apologized to his family, where he is quoted as saying, "First and foremost, I apologize to my family for the needless pain and humiliation my actions have caused. I also apologize to my colleagues and my constituents for letting them down." Now, going back to earlier coverage in the Star, I do have to point out that there is a bit of weirdness going on. Very early in the story, after the lead, there's this statement that I find kind of suspect, where in the first sentence of the second paragraph, where it says, "Tony Clement informed the Privy Council Office, the department that supports the Prime Minister, days ago, that he sent inappropriate text messages to someone he believed to be a consenting adult." What do I find suspect, or what do I find weird, is that wording. Someone he believed was a consenting adult. Now, somebody could have told this reporter that in those words, and as a reporter myself, I can understand why somebody might use that sentence. If somebody tells you that in those words, you may be inclined to write that in your article. That is understandable, but when a party not privy to that information reads that, it can sound incredibly strange, almost like words are being chosen specifically to convey almost a subliminal-like message. He believed was a consenting adult. Why didn't it say believed was a consenting woman? This makes me wonder, is this in a way trying to get somebody to subliminally think that the person may have been underage, the person may not be a woman? It just reads strange. And I'm not sure what to think, and that wording definitely should have been rethought. But overall, what to make of all this? This is one of those. This is another case where I feel everybody needs to be reminded, especially in this climate where everybody's pushing to believe victims without any doubt, that people are still innocent until. Yes, people are still innocent until proven guilty. Now, while there's an investigation and he, again, having held positions that are fairly high in government, like the Intelligence Committee, if he's being extorted and he shared information, that definitely is questionable. However, should he step down? You're damn right. Should there be an investigation? Again, yes. But at the end of the day, if he is just sexting with somebody that was supposed to be consenting, what business is it of anybody else's? What business is it of any of ours? Realistically, if it is two parties that are over the age of 18 and are actually complicit, consenting, and wanting to participate in said activity, what does it matter? Sure, it might have been hugely inappropriate in the sense of a high-ranking government official of his caliber, sure. But was it actually illegal? That's the biggest question everybody needs to start considering. Was any of what he did actually illegal? And if it was illegal, then sure, he should be punished accordingly. If it wasn't, then, leave the man alone. Regardless if it was poor judgment, because clearly it was poor judgment. If you are if you're having positions like the committee I just mentioned, you probably should think twice about engaging in such activity. However, engaging in such activity, I don't see how it's so scandalous that effectively his career should now be in the valley of death. Now, for those of you that may not understand why I use the term valley of death, being a former resident of Sudbury, Clement came under incredible fire when speaking about the purchase of Inco mines in Sudbury by the Brazilian company Vale. Vale was not incredibly popular at the time in Sudbury, and Clement got himself in trouble, at least with the citizens of Sudbury, when he mentioned that when Inco was for sale, there weren't a lot of buyers. That Vale was the only buyer. And if nobody was going to buy Inco, Sudbury could have faced a reality, essentially, that was a valley of death. That angered a lot of people, myself included. But given the information I have now, just because he had a lapse in judgment and sent some maybe inappropriate texts to somebody, I'm not entirely sure it should bring a ruin. It should definitely maybe get him to reconsider what he does in his spare time, sure, but I don't know. Seems a pretty steep cost to me based on the evidence I've heard now. Anyway, I want to thank all of you for watching this video. If you like what you saw, please like the video. If you heard any points you'd like to continue talking about, anything you disagree with, anything you agree with, consider leaving a comment. Let's continue the discussion. Also, consider subscribing. Once again, thank you for watching this video. Have yourself a good day.